So, by the way, the dog is pregnant. So if anybody wants any pups, Maggie's going to give us some. So I've now got the boat in the garden, which is nice, because I can work on it and make it the way that I want. So getting it in here wasn't easy. I've got an e-boat in and out of here, which is wider than this and about the same length, but you can see that the drive is pretty tight. So I couldn't get the van around the corner at the bottom of the drive. I can do it with a Sierra, but I haven't got a car with a tow bar anymore, which is a bit of a nuisance. Maybe I'll have to put a tow bar on the Polo, don't know, just for moving the boat around. Could you handle it? Yes, you could. So I might have to drive it up and round and then turn it around in the garden. Now, the trailer travelled really, really well. You can see these are the wooden spars on the bottom of the trailer. It travelled pretty well. I think I am going to just take this modern mast off and de-rig it and put it in the garage eventually. The bad news is that this boat doesn't look that great from this angle. It does look like a lifeboat of some description. However, from the water it looks fine, and at least I can make the boat look pretty good. I think I've decided on the name. I was thinking of calling it after my mother, since it was her money. I was going to call it Wendy, which is quite a nice name, but somebody said, you know, should the boat come to a sticky end, that would be rather sad, which is a good point. I don't like the current name. An English cricketer. Just not a very nice name, really. I was going to call it KTL, as in K-I-T-I-E-L, and I'm not sure I should have it on the bow or the stern. Maybe have it on the bow on one side and the stern on the other. That's a good plan. The trailer towed really well, given it's two-wheel. I think a boat this size really should be on a four-wheel trailer, but there you go. Now I've cleared out the inside of the boat, so the cockpit is great. The cockpit is a fantastic thing, and I also think that this anchor well at the front will be a good place to stand to film, and also sitting on the edge of the cabin. Got my feet down there, looks really comfortable and secure. The bloke has used that awful sicking stuff on here instead of varnish. Disgusting. So the first weird thing is the bog is behind the zip, which I think is rather odd. So the first thing you see when you come in is a bog. You know, bogs on small boats are always going to be a nuisance, although this does have some space here, so I can use some of this space here, like for putting wellies. Here's the cabin of the boat. The cooker is here, which is ridiculous, I have to say. You can't stand up to cook, and you know the cooking stuff is over a bed. Madness, absolute madness. Two little cupboards there. You'll notice no sink, maybe no sink is a good idea. You know, maybe a bucket is a good idea. I don't really know. One light. This is a berth which goes right under to the back of the boat, actually. You see? Right to the back of the boat. So I'll be able to lose a lot of stuff there. The good thing about this boat is I have a space to store my cameras. I can push the sleeping bags out of the way, I can push the cameras out the way, I can push my daily bag out the way. I think what I'm going to do is to use this as my main working area for cameras and for binoculars and as a chart table. Not that I really use a chart table. And put a kitchen in here. So I think that's a kind of flip up chart table. I think that's really a bit of a waste of space. I don't like the radio here, and it's not going to be any good to me because if I put the wooden spars on, then I won't have an aerial. It's always a problem to know what to do. My handheld radio has been absolutely fine, so I think I should take that out and not use it. Could replace it with a car stereo. This all looks a bit pathetic. I assume behind there's a horrible mess of wires. I don't know. Oh, hello. What? What? There's this big space under here. I've got to find somewhere to put an outboard. I don't really know where you would lose an outboard. I could lose the little outboard down there. So that's quite a nice long space, actually. That's a whisker pole of some description. Let me just move as far this way as I can. Does have a pole right in the middle of the double berth, but I think there's enough room here to sleep. For me, I can sleep without getting everything set up to make a double berth. Jill sleeps curled up, so that's a bit of a problem. There are no curtains, but the bloke has got this is quite a clever idea. That is brilliant. So you can shut out the light. I mean, that is really, really clever. Just it's a piece of camping sponge. Great idea. Great idea. Change the colour. Okay, purple one day and pink the next. Whether I'm in a purple mood or a pink mood. This is the centre plate box. So it divides the boat in half, but actually it's pretty clever the way the dividing thing is part of the toilet arrangement. There's another boat I've seen, instead of this curtain thing, they have a louvered door which opens outwards, which I could do. Sadly, it's got this mechanism for raising and lowering the plate here. Don't really know about all this, which would make putting hinges on there quite hard because it would interfere in some way. I'll keep this as it is for a while. Yeah, but if I put I don't like these flip out things because I'm always sailing where I need to know where the bottom is. I mean, I still sail the whole time at the bottom. Jill says I'll break that. I might do. It's got quite a few. I mean, there's lots of storage space, but not what you could call working storage space. So must remember to put the log in before I go sailing, otherwise that would be embarrassing. Will I remember? Hope so. And then there's obviously lockers under here, and these are the keel bolts, so you can see those. I noticed one of them there's some rust somewhere. A bit of water there. I wonder where that came from. So, should I move the kitchen? My plan is to make on my previous trailer sailor I had what amounted to a kitchen box. So it was a box that fitted into a shape. It would fit through the hatch and it would go in here somehow. But the idea is that I could take it out and put it out there so we can use it in the cockpit or in here. So that's what I'm thinking of, is making a wooden kitchen box with a drawer on one side and a little slot for the meth stove. Somebody has offered me a meth stove for 2/3 of the price of a new one. He said he's only used it twice. I don't want to live with this gas thing. And he said that he is going to... I've offered him... so 2/3 of £127 is what they cost. I've offered... He said I've offered him half of it as Keep Turning Left DVDs and half of it as money. So if I can get one, I should be able to get it for about 50 quid. We'll see. I'll wait. I mean, no rush. Lads, the boat is going to stay here for quite a while. I'm going to carry on sailing the Slug. You can see that there is quite a bit of prep work to do on this. And also, Practical Boat Owner are planning on using it for a 5 horsepower engine test. You can see that one of the major snags is that charging batteries is going to be a bit hard on this boat. So I don't quite know how I'm going to achieve that. Because I've got about 20 camera batteries that need charging. So they're going to do 5 horsepower long shaft sail drive outboards with charging. And they're going to look at static thrust, moving thrust, fuel consumption and charging. So, and general how they feel with the boat, and it'll be interesting to do. It'll be fantastic to do, so I'll know which outboard I should buy at the end of that test. I mean, it's a great opportunity. With any luck, I might be able to persuade the winner, if there is a winner of such a thing, to let me try their engine on a long-term test, which would be great.